It's folded and it's very intentional. The texture's there. That's why I think Kylo, like, he's got a shop at H&M.
Yeah, if you say so, man. Hi, guys. So Connor and myself just saw Doctor Strange coming out on my birthday, November 4th. So
yay! Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So, first impressions?
I enjoyed it quite a bit. The visual effects are a big highlight for me, but more than that, what is her name? I'm totally blanking her name.
Rachel
Looked up her name.
McAdams?
Nope.
Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton. I wasn't expecting her character to win me over like she did, and absolutely I think she was the highlight for me.
Okay, so I loved it, first off. My initial impressions were I adored it. I know everyone's talking about the visuals. I really appreciated the visuals, obviously. The visuals were great. But a big thing for me is this felt like the first Marvel movie that was truly unrestrained. It felt like a really true comic book movie. Tilda Swinton was great. My stand-up performance would probably go to Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Is that how you say his? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name.
Okay.
The very talented actor who played Mordo, who was wonderful. I mean, every scene that he was in, I adored. And then obviously you have Benedict Cumberbatch in the title role, who killed it.
He did.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed watching him perform as Doctor Strange. I believed that he was that arrogant. I believed that he was all the traits of the character. Before going any further, I was not a previous Doctor Strange fan. Like, I don't know really much about him other than what I've seen in the trailer. So this was all fresh to me, and I thought he did a wonderful job.
I don't know a lot about Doctor Strange either.
Really?
Yeah,
I was surprised. I thought you were like the guy.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know a lot about Doctor Strange. He was just never a character that really gripped me. Unfortunately, there's not really a good jumping off point for him, I found.
This seems like his universe is massive. No, I mean, like, universes.
From what I know of the character, Benedict Cumberbatch did a stellar performance. He was just as arrogant as you could imagine him being in the comics, but he also felt humbled towards the end, which is a trait that modern Doctor Strange has.
It takes a specific kind of gravitas to be shown all of that and still be like, are you kidding? You know who you're talking to?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a pretty humanizing thing.
Wong was also another performance. He was great.
The other Benedict.
Yeah, he's not like a major feature character in the comic, but I do really like Wong. I'm very happy with his performance. Overall, the casting in this movie was spot on.
Yes.
I think this is probably in my top 5 favorite Marvel movies. There's not many issues I had with it, other than the usual run-of-the-mill issues I have with Marvel movies, which is the villain doesn't really seem very convincing. Spoiler alert. Dormammu is sort of the constant looming threat. He's sort of like how the Silver Surfer has Galactus. That's Dormammu to Doctor Strange. What little we saw of him, he didn't feel incredibly imposing. I did like the fact that they didn't like kill him off, or that he didn't just do away with him, because I think Dormammu is a movie villain. Like, I think that they need to keep him in their pocket. And that's kind of what I mean by this felt like the first unrestrained comic book movie in the Marvel Universe, because they weren't afraid to talk about multiple universes. They weren't afraid to talk about these entities that are larger than life and outside of time, and all these weird concepts that most comic book movies would steer clear of.
Afraid of, like, alienating their audience. Yeah. I think that is in part due to Kevin Feige's obsession with Doctor Strange.
Which I'm very appreciative of. It introduced a whole new element into the Marvel Universe, which is true magic.
And that's going to change everything. Has the potential to.
Yep. Another issue I had was...
Pause.
Another issue I had with it was Mads Mikkelsen's villain character. To be brutally honest, I don't even remember his name.
No. I never caught on to it. They kept saying it.
Yeah, they kept saying it, but
like a K or something?
Maybe. That is sort of the issue you run into with a lot of Marvel movies, is the villains don't necessarily leave a lasting impact. To a lesser extent, you have Ultron, but Loki's the main one that left a lasting imprint on me.
Sometimes it's like they don't want to give away all of the gusto right up front.
Marvel definitely is more interested in making you like the hero rather than the villain. They don't want to take away the focus from the hero. Mads Mikkelsen played a great part with what he was given, but overall the villain just kind of felt a little flat. That being said,
I think he felt a little threatening from time to time. But the first time that they fight, it seems like they're pulling punches.
Yep.
When, like, they're not afraid to just straight up murder other people, and they're just like, nope, no.
I do not feel the same way about Mordo. Mordo was very well fleshed out, and I'm very excited to see him in the next film, hopefully.
Maybe spoiler.
Maybe spoiler.
I had no idea, like, since I didn't know anything about the character, I had no idea that that's how their interaction was supposed to go.
That's not classic Doctor Strange. Classic Doctor Strange is Mordo's just some dickhead who didn't like him.
Oh.
That's it. And they added a whole new layer of interesting character to this by making them friends initially. Let's talk about the visuals for a second, because that is sort of the big selling point. Very impressive.
Incredibly impressive. With that being said, I will say there's literally one scene that I was like, that was a little... They're training, and then, what's his name?
Mordo.
He mentions his mythical boots of magic jumping powers.
It was when he ran through the air?
Yes.
Yeah. It looked a little rushed, but that's literally it.
But literally, like, it was...
Yeah.
And it was done. But that's the only thing that I had problems with. Everything else was superb.
Yes. Everyone's talking about the dimension hop, like the fleeing through the dimension scene. But for me, the big selling point was the big showdown in New York.
They turned the city buildings into, like, grinders. That was awesome. And I love the mirror dimension. I think that whole concept is great. We're in there, and just, like, it kind of shatters a little bit. That's amazing. You see all the different facets, and it's just, especially when he merges through into reality.
Yep.
That was like, I don't know. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around how you even do that. It's very well done.
Speaking of the astral projections, well, a little tidbit of information I liked was they kind of showcased how Doctor Strange was able to become Sorcerer Supreme in such a short time, because he would astral project and read while he was sleeping. That was just a cool little nugget of, like, here's how he did it. Overall, the movie was great. It definitely felt more reminiscent of the first Iron Man, I think.
Yeah, something like a spark to light up a new generation.
And I feel like Doctor Strange is going to be Marvel's new poster boy.
10 years ago, if you had said something about Doctor Strange, I'd be like, Doctor Who now?
Yep.
What now?
10 years before that, even, if you'd have said Iron Man, people would have been like, who?
Yeah.
So kind of retreading old ground, but in a new way. Of all the characters that they could have chosen, this was probably the best one to kind of fill that mantle. I'm really excited to see him hopefully join the roster of the Avengers in the next movie.
I don't think that they can keep him as a constant because of how powerful he is.
But all things considered, I mean, when you have Thanos arriving at your doorstep,
you gotta get somebody.
Yeah, you need him. Spoiler alert.
Everyone's really thinking about it anyway, you know?
Yeah. The Eye of Agamotto is the time gem, which I have a problem with. I think that's how you do it.
Whatever.
The Infinity Stones / gems are very different from magic, and it kind of undermines the whole idea of magic, that this incredibly powerful artifact is just, in fact, an Infinity Stone. And I mean, it works within the bounds and the context of the cinematic universe. I just think that they could have...
They're trying to tie it together for sure, and they're just like, oh, we just use this. They're like, yeah, that could work, instead of being like, well, that's not true to the character.
Yeah. But that's a minor gripe. I understand, making comic book movies into movies, especially a big connected shared universe like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's difficult, and I understand that, and I'm okay with it.
Man, to have this kind of mysticism and this kind of mainstream movie, I'm so excited. This elates me.
I am too, and I'm excited for what this could bring in other facets, especially the Netflix series, because this makes me very hopeful for Iron Fist. Danny Rand got his powers by plunging his fist into the heart of a dragon. And God, Danny Rand's so cool. Iron Fist is so cool. I fucking love Iron Fist.
I want that crossover to happen so bad.
I do too, and I think at least Daredevil is going to cross over with them at some point.
I honestly think that it's more likely to be Kingpin.
Kingpin? I could see that as well. I would love to see Kingpin in the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yes, that's what I've been hoping for.
Some things that you want to see out of Doctor Strange for the future.
I mean, I don't know anything about Doctor Strange, so I want to see him interact with the Avengers, but in some sort of way where they are upfront about him being almost too powerful.
I want to see him team up with Spider-Man at some point. Because the actors would play off each other very well. In the comics, Spider-Man and Doctor Strange have worked together several times. I mean, they're actually fairly decent friends in the comics.
And like you, I feel like a lot of people's first run-in with Doctor Strange was through Spider-Man.
I think Doctor Strange is a character that is really interacts well with other Marvel characters, especially Thor. Thor and Doctor Strange work together often in the comics because Doctor Strange has a lot of run-ins with other world entities and gods and whatnot. And I'm very excited and very hopeful to see him work alongside Thor, which
spoiler
alert, the post-credit sequence alludes to that in the next Thor movie, which makes me very excited.
Yeah, and the way that they interacted was awesome. Like the beginning of a mystical bromance.
I'm super stoked to see what happens next. And also, there are 2 end credit sequences in this movie, so be sure to stick around till the very end, because it kind of alludes to the next solo Doctor Strange film. All in all, this film is very good. It's kind of a by-the-books Marvel movie, but if you're a fan of that book, you'll be a fan of this movie. So,
Doctor Strange, should you see it?
Yes.
I say see it in theaters. I also say pick this one up when it comes out.
Yes, definitely do.
Immediate purchase for me. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, you can subscribe up here. There are a couple of videos for you down there to go ahead and click on and view, whatever. Yeah, as always, keep it locked here and keep geeking on, or geek out, or whatever it is
Geek
that we need to say something.
Yeah, we need to say something.
I don't know what it is. We'll figure it out next year.
Bye.
Bye.